Breaking news, Cassie is being sued. Not just Cassie, but also Diddy. By who? Well, by one of the male escorts that they hired.
Well, well, well. Not Miss Innocent, not the victim, pure innocent angel. Oh man, wait till y'all hear this.
I first heard about this from TMZ with this headline that read, male escort Clayton Howard claims Cassie gave him an STD and apparently she got pregnant by him, right?
Cassie and Diddy sued. Male escort claims he gave him STD, alleged she aborted their pregnancy. Whoa. Clayton Howard, one of the male escorts prosecutors say Diddy hired, is dragging Diddy and Cassie to court. And he says Cassie gave him an sexually transmitted disease and got an abortion after she got pregnant. Howard, who says he went by Dave when he was hired for freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie, makes a salacious claim in a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ. The escort claims he contracted an STD from having sex with Cassie, and he says he impregnated her and she had an abortion without telling him. He alleges she then continued having unprotected sex with him. Howard is one of the 7 male escorts federal prosecutors in the Diddy criminal case say were transported across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. He claims he was hired for freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie starting in 2009. He says for more than 5 years they trafficked him for the purposes of commercial X, using him as entertainment to satisfy their sexual fetishes and personal ambitions. Howard claims Diddy and Cassie drugged, manipulated, and traumatized him while they themselves engaged in toxic domestic abusive relationship that often became violent. He says Cassie manipulated him into taking ecstasy and having unprotected sex. And he says she would order him to shake it for hours on end, resulting in tears, skin peeling, and scabbing to the Johnson. Howard claims his dealings with Diddy and Cassie left him with physical and psychological injury, lost wages and benefits, medical expenses, pain and suffering, emotional distress and mental anguish, plus loss of enjoyment of life. Poor man. He was not called as a witness, but mentioned several times during the testimony in the Diddy trial. A federal agent testifies about Clayton's stay at the Four Seasons in a fight from the NYC to LA, all paid by and a flight from NYC to LA, all paid by Diddy. Diddy was acquitted of racketeering and trafficking and found guilty of transporting escorts across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. He has been denied bail and remains in custody awaiting sentencing, and is facing up to 20 years behind bars.
This is according to what he's claiming, and he's suing the both of them. Now, here's why this is.
We find out we almost got Diddy on Maury Povich. That should have been a trial. They should have had it on Maury Povich. Bring back Maury just for the Diddy trial. That would have made it excellent. Well, we're trying on the appeal. Let's go.
Really important to me. I feel like I was one of the only people who actually made a video specifically on the topic of, here you have Cassie and Diddy, and they had this situation that they were running of him having these fantasies of watching her with other men, and everyone's talking about everything else but the one elephant in the room. I'm like, yo.
But that Nestle Crunch.
Did anybody get tested? Aren't people afraid of STDs? Aren't people afraid of diseases that you cannot get rid of? And after I saw this roster here of the different male escorts, I was looking through this. I was like, which one of these guys is
got the bumps? At least one of them got to have the bumps. Come on, man.
Come to find out that it's none of these.
All of them got the bumps. No, oh no, really? Allegedly, my bad.
In fact, he was never called up onto the stand. However, the courtroom did mention him several times, not only by name, but also by his nickname, which was Dave. They talked about his stay at the Four Seasons. They talked about booking and travel that was hired by Diddy. And they also talked about his alleged role in the freak-offs. Guys,
They never called him to the stand because he would have blew it all up. Like, I think they all should go to jail. Look at my dick. Look at this.
there's more. This right here almost had me spitting my coffee out. Now, just to be clear, I'm not claiming that any one of these guys has any type of an STD, right? That's not what I'm going to claim. I'm going to leave that up to, because, you get on here, you start accusing people of things. That's not what I'm doing. I'm reporting what one of the male escorts has finally decided to admit openly out in public. He's like, hey, I caught an STD I cannot get rid of, and Cassie got pregnant, and I believe I deserve to be compensated for the trauma that I went through during that.
To the tune of $30 million. I don't know, but that's what I would sue for.
Experience. We're going to check out the article that covers this by TMZ. I'm going to have Miss Coffee actually summarize that because this is kind of a longer article. I don't want to read the whole thing, but we're going to get a summary. Here's what I want to focus on next, though. This guy went by the name The Punisher. He was one of the more, I would say, vocal escorts. You see him. He's like doing interviews on platforms. From what I've seen, he's not somebody who was just wanting to talk just for the sake of talking. He's expressed his remorse of what Cassie said she went through and how that has affected her in the long term. But there's just one thing he said, man, that had my mind messed up. God.
Right, he the one that said that they told him not to use the rubbers, allegedly.
Legitimate. He had her just calling random websites and going on Craigslist just finding guys. So I don't think he cared per se. In a moment, like I said, I'm thinking I'm special and it should only be me. And I was like, that's why I'm coming back. But I don't think so.
Did you at any point feel like you needed to get tested after that, after finding out that you were just like, there was multiple?
Nah, because I didn't find out to the trial. I just found out, dude. All this.
Well, might be time to run down to the clinic. But then, herpes don't exactly kill you. I'm assuming. I don't know what it is. But if it's something like that, he just, he's like, what is this bump?
All this time, all these years.
Okay.
I thought.
You thought you was special.
Yeah, because remember this.
I mean, he's the Punisher, bro. He's special.
That's what I'm saying. And then this went on. This went on with me and him to 2015, right?
Was her single out?
Was that?
Was her single out? Like her song was?
No, her song came out 2006, right? So
so she was already.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. So I dealt with them from 2012 to 2015, right?
3-year run.
Yeah, and when did they break up? Like 16, 17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really thinking like, I had that run.
You thought you was the other boyfriend.
And I remember when they broke up publicly. This is when they broke up. It was like I felt it, like
Do you know that?
No, we breaking up. I'm just concerned. I'm wondering what the naysayers and the people who vouch for Cassie's purity would say now. Does Cassie hold an obligation to the ex-worker? Does she hold the obligation to tell him, look, we do this with tons of people, and it's a possibility I might got something. She said she stayed with an infection, so chances are she had something. She was aware of that as well. I mean, I'm sure they got the best medical care in the world. So, or is that Diddy's fault too? That's Diddy's fault too, that she gave somebody something? Come on, man, $30 million. And lock her ass up too.
There are people who
lock her up. If it was a Rico, she was Ricoing. She was Ricoing too, nigga.